More Modern Horizons 3 spoilers have been revealed. A lot of new cards and also confirming a lot of the leaks. Alright, I have no means of being able to look up any of this stuff. We're just gonna look at all the stuff just splashed on the MTG Goldfish spoiler page. And we're gonna start off with the Oolalak Fused Atrocity. Ooh la la! Look how fancy of an Eldrazi I am. Oh, it's an abomination for Wooburg or for 5 colorless. It's like all colors or no color at all. It is an Eldrazi with the Void. Whenever you cast an Eldrazi spell, you may pay double colorless if you do. Copy all spells you control. What is this? Eldrazi Storm of some sort? Then copy all other activated and triggered abilities you control. You may choose new targets for the copies. That sounds absolutely insane. Now, don't... And they'll Eldrazi's, they got a lot of mana on their hands. They can do anything with it. It's funny, Toad says, stop petting Chubby Meatball. Let's go, Nikachu. You're right, actually. I was petting my cat, Chubby Meatball. So, yeah, this is definitely going to be an Eldrazi set. If you're a fan of the Eldrazi, I'm sure, like, the Eldrazi Commander decks, they're about to explode in value. So you can get all those niche synergies. So you can wipe out everybody's lands with, like, Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger or something. Does that work? If you do copy all spells you control, then copy all other activated and triggered abilities you control. Oh, I see. You cast the Eldrazi. You pay up. You pay the 2 mana. You get double the chaos. Absolute double the chaos. Okay, next we'll look at Omo, Queen of Vesuva. Ever heard of the Vesuva doppelganger? Well, here's like the real Vesuva. This is a... Oh yeah, actually, Snakes for Light just acknowledged. This is a like 6... That was like a 6-color commander almost. The first 6-color commander in some way. Okay, Omo, Queen of Vesuva. We got a Simic 2 generic 1/5 Shapeshifter Noble. Now, when Omo, Queen of Vesuva enters the battlefield or attacks, put an everything counter on each of up to 1 target land and up to 1 target creature. Each land with an everything counter on it is every land type in addition to its other types. Oh, every land, I see. Put an everything counter on each onto the land. Okay. So we really just basically turn everything into a gemstone mine of some sort? Everything's Leyline of the Guild Pact around here. Each non-land creature with an everything... each non-land creature with an everything counter on it is every creature type. What the hell is that gonna do? I don't get it. If it's every creature type, would it explode? Oh, wait a minute. No, it's just a shapeshifter. I'm stupid. It's just a very fancy way of saying, all right, you're every creature. You're a shapeshifter now. Congratulations. We have millions of shapeshifters. Morathon welcomes you significantly. The Morathon players, they can't wait to play their Oma of the Queen of Vesuva. Yeah, gotcha. All right, next up, we've got Jyoti. Yeah, don't forget. Okay, by the way, these are not... We're looking at currently... It's got that symbol over there. That's not a modern card. That is a Modern Horizons 3 Commander card. Commander. Okay, we have a blue-green 2 generic 2/4 elemental. When Jyoti, Moog of Ancient, enters the battlefield, we get a green forest dryad land creature. Paying tribute to Dryad Arbor. Can we fetch this thing out with a forest? Can we? Can we? No? It's not paying enough homage then. Okay, create a 1/1 green forest dryad land creature token for each time you've cast your commander from the command zone. So hold on, you like basically getting your money back, right? Like commander is every single time you cast the card. This is like a rebate system. You spend 50 bucks, you get $20 back. So I spend like an extra 4 mana to get this thing in play. I get my tokens. I get an extra few, I get some more forests. Which on top of that helps me pay for the Jyoti next time. The lands are gonna attack. They can pay for the tax, and they're gonna attack. Can't wait to see which commander card becomes a $40 piece of a 4 of staple and legacy. Yeah, you never know. It's a complete gamble. Sometimes these cards are amazing in legacy, sometimes they're stone trash. Now, at the beginning of each combat, land creatures you control get +X until end of turn, where X is Jyoti's power. So you just gotta buff that thing up. You buff up your Jyoti, you buff up the land creatures. The other creature is great for those party creatures. Party it up. Alright, there's Jyoti for you commander players. We have anything else? For you commander players? Oh, we got the Bloodbraid Challenger. Bit of a throwback to Bloodbraid Elf. It's 5 mana. It is Bloodbraid Elves, part of the family. Part of that bloodline, because it's got Cascade and Haste. And it's a 4/3 instead of a 3/2. They literally just power crib Bloodbraid Elf. 1 more mana, 1 everything. Oh, but it's got Escape for 5 mana. Exile 3 other cards from your graveyard, and you get to figure out what you're gonna have on top. Or you don't figure out, you're gonna gamble on what's gonna be played next. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's a mana dork. You never know. Sounds like you're mispronouncing the name, but it's all right. There is no way I'm pronouncing any of this stuff correctly the first time around. But we do have the Bloodbraid Challenger. I don't think I'm going to be pronouncing that one wrong. All right, what else? What else do we got here? We got the Hideous Taskmaster. This is a red 6 generic 7/2 Eldrazi with Devoid. When you cast this spell, for each opponent, gain control of up to 1 target creature that player controls until end of turn. Untap those creatures. Then they gain Trample, Haste, and Annihilator 1? They gain, Annihilator 1 until end of turn. Trample, Haste, and Annihilator 1 by itself. I mean, it's 7 mana. What do you expect? So it's another one of these swipe-a-rooney cards. Swipe your creature. It's my creature now, and it has Haste. Not only is it going to attack, but it's going to make you sack. It attack, it sack, but most importantly, I give it back. Give it back at end of turn, right? Why is there so much commander crap? Because 85% of you are commander players. Well, you're probably a commander player yourself, Fred. You know how it is. They gotta sell it to the commander players. Now, why they call a commander product Modern Horizons 3, which was, it's got modern in the name. That is a bit weird. But you know what? They just assume us modern players, we're gonna figure it out. For the commander players, they can play with everything. they can play with all these cards. No haste on this. Scrap it. Well, it's a 7/2 creature. What do you want? It's literally like what was... I can't remember what those effects are called. Where you like pay 3 mana, steal their creature, and you get to attack with it. You literally get a 7 mana creature attached to that effect. And you make them sack a permanent. It's got Annihilator 1. Alright, next up. We're going to take a look. Oh man, it keeps taking me back to the top. Let's look at the... Can I do it this way? There we go. The Aether Refinery. Aether Refinery is a 6 mana artifact. Now, if you would get 1 or more energy, and they're bringing energy back, people. They're trying to make... I can't remember what that card was that got banned in Standard. Like, it makes you roll the dice on, like, you look at the top 6 or 8 cards of your library. You have to pay, I think you pay 6 energy, look at the top 6 cards of your library, and put a creature in play. It was an absolute disaster in Standard. Completely powerless outside of that. Anyway, trying to make it good by giving good energy cards. If you would get 1 or more energy, you get twice that many energy instead. You're never going to run out of energy. This is an infinite energy producing motion machine. Tap, you get an energy. Then you may pay 1 or more energy. If you do, create an XX Black Aetherborn creature token, where X is the amount of energy paid this way. Aetherworks Marvel. That's right, they're trying to make Aetherworks Marvel a card again. Because that card literally saw no play outside of Standard. People thought he was going to be broken in Pioneer. Nope. Completely pointless. The only way you're going to make it... The biggest problem with Aetherworks Marvel was all the energy cards suck. Like, all the enablers are just terrible. They're just stone cold garbage. So anyway, maybe there'll be new enablers. Otherwise, it's like, it's so weird to bring energy back. So weird. Merc Archer, not legendary. With 4 out 1 energy comes 16. But you know where it is legendary? Commander. Unless you copy it. Toilet deck, funny story. I got this card's get twice the energy applies to the tap ability, so you actually get 2 energy counters. You got that right. That is what we call value, people. All right, you like a 2-for-1 sale, you're gonna get the Ether Refinery. All right, next up, let's take a look at Ulalek Fused. Oh, we looked at this card. Here's a new art for this card. You have the full art of the Ulalek. The 6-color commander. Perhaps the first 6-color commander. Ah! How do I go back? Oh, oh no! I have to go. What have I done? I lost my spoilers. Modern Horizons. 3 spoilers. MTG Goldfish. We'll be back after these commercial messages. Alright, we're back. As far as I'm concerned. Where were we? We were somewhere up here. Okay, we saw Omo, saw Jyoti. Here, look, you have some new art for Jyoti. Ooh, was this? I can't remember if this was revealed. Did they reveal this? Well, it's on the spoiler page, so I guess they did. The Power Balance. You heard of, what's it called? Counterbalance. Now we've got the Power Balance. It is a red enchantment. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, you may reveal the top card of your library. If you do, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost. If the 2 spells have the same mana value. So before you're countering spells, now you are literally punching someone in the face. Simple as that. Nikachu's browser history is 90% merfolk. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I've been playing a lot of Pioneer Merfolk, yeah. Trying to keep up with the latest tech. It's a weird burn card. Who will use it? I have no idea. If you need a repeatable source of burn in Commander, well, here it is. I have no idea if this is going to be playable in Modern whatsoever. Does this work with Counterbalance? Wow, that's your thing. That is big brain. The answer is yes. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, you may reveal the top card of your library. So, like, the deal is, you could have, I'm pretty sure they're both going to trigger. So you can burn your opponent first, and then you can counter their spell. I mean, how bad would that feel? That would feel terrible! That is the greatest feel-bad way to lose a game. Slowly get burned by your own spells being cast, and none of them resolve anyway. Make sure to cast your 7-mana Eldrazi so that this card is powerless. Works well with Sensei's top. It does. You do need a wide range, though. Yeah, I guess the only way to beat this is with Eldrazi's. They'll never be prepared for, like, Ulamog the Defiler. Or the Ulalek. Seems fun in multiples. Oh my goodness. Oh, that sound... Yeah, like, you know, the original Counterbalance... Well, I guess it's stacked in a way. You could, like, manipulate the top of your library with Sensei's Divining Top for each trigger. What do you mean, burn? This card permit free cast, no? Whenever an opponent casts a spell, you may reveal the top card of your library. If you do, you may cast the card... Oh, whoops! Yeah, I'm an idiot. You know what? I'm associating this in burn decks because burn players would play this. Yeah, you're actually casting spells for free. So like when I saw this card leak, it's like, wow, that is such a weird card to have in a burn deck. Yeah, you could definitely. But anyway, okay, I connected this too much to burn players. If you do, you may cast the card without paying its mana cost if the 2 spells have the same mana value. Now that's true. Okay, we have Majra here to save us. So you actually can just cast spells equal to what your opponent's doing. But usually it'll be burn spells. Usually be burn spells. So I guess if you have Power Balance and Counterbalance, what you need to do is resolve your Counterbalance first. Then it'll just go back on top of your deck. You counter their spell. You reveal the Power Balance, and you get to cast it for free. Yeah, there's fire in the art and everything. For every action, a reaction. For every force, a firestorm. Are you gonna blame me? You're gonna blame... It's all over the place here. The joke's on me. Okay, next up. This is a very unorganized split. Okay, we got Crib Swap. Crib Swap is a white 2 generic. Kindred Shapeshifter Instant. That is the weirdest, an instant shapeshifter card. Changeling. No, they did a few of those, did they? I think they did. There were a few, maybe? I don't know. Was there ever a shapeshifter instant or sorcery? Could be wrong. Like a changeling card. I'm 100% certain one of them exists. Yeah, this card isn't creepy at all. You know, stealing a baby like this. Exile target creature. Its controller creates a 1/1 colorless shapeshifter creature token with changeling. Interesting. It is horrifying. What if your baby was replaced by a changeling? You just have to hope that that changeling actually turns into something that looks like your baby. Oh, is it? Oh, this is a reprint? It's a reprint. It's been done before. They're bringing it into like, how old is this card? Because I assume they're only reprinting cards that are not actual. Oh, this is in the commander set. Boo! Okay, moving on. Okay, I know all those are reprints. That's not a reprint. Oh, just for everyone to know, they gave like fancy new arts to all the elementals. Here's Endurance. Our classic 3-mana 3/4 creature that will wipe out someone's graveyard and put it back on. Puts it on the bottom of their library in a random order. Excellent card. Sees play across basically every format that it can. So there's Endurance. Keep forgetting to open the links here. Here we got Fury. Beautiful new art to Fury. Reprinting the Evoke Elementals is just cool. It's really funny because they banned this one's banned. This card is just straight banned. They didn't know they were gonna ban it, and that was probably why they were hesitant. They're like, damn it, we're reprinting this thing with really great art. Damn, Campbell White, who did the art for this, you got robbed. But don't worry, Fury still sees play in Legacy. It actually sees like a ton of play over there. Wandering Pit with a super chat. Want to force bleach Ral Monsoon's Mage's Hair. I can't look up any cards on the show, so we're just gonna have to wait until we see this card and I'll know exactly what you're talking about. Nothing's updated on Scry. Like, here's Scryfall. Nothing's been updated here. So we have to depend on MTG Goldfish. Okay, and they also got Grief. Everyone love Grief? Grief? Any Grief fans in the house? I don't think Commander players know. You know, all the modern players right now, they're looking at this. They have a visceral, like, they have this awful feeling when they're staring at this card. Their mood changes. Their emotions become something of some mix between fear, frustration, and anger. Commander players, they have no idea. This should be that meme. Commander players know, or like, you know, one of them has one of those disturbed faces. Commander players. Modern players. Something to that effect. Who doesn't like Grief? Probably everyone who plays against it, frankly. Oh, we're gonna look, we're gonna look at all the cards. We're gonna look at all of them. Okay, we got a Grief. We have a lot. We're gonna have a nice, long, fun show today. Here's a subtlety. Can I get this subtlety? It's nice. It's a nice subtlety. I was not a huge fan of the other full art that was originally printed in Modern Horizons. You know, it didn't speak to me in any way. It didn't speak to me. Yeah, Legacy players too, the Reanimate Legacy players, the Constructed players. They were not particularly thrilled about it. You play Endurance in your green commander deck. You gotta swap it into every green commander deck. It is just an amazing card in general. I also have a subtlety. I have like 8 subtleties. 4 paper ones, 4 foil ones. Just how I am. Ooh. And of course, Solitude. It looks like something holy. Like it's a holy entity or something like that. Don't walk to the light. You'll go to heaven. Anyway, yeah, it's not gonna be cheap. How much was it? I honestly didn't even pay attention to how much it costs. I don't know if they even announced that. You better believe it's gonna cost some money. You got money? You get Modern Horizons 3. First you get the job, then you get the money, then you get the Modern Horizons 3. That's how it goes here. That's how it always was, really. All right, we got something old, something new, and now something blue and new. It is Genku Future Shaper. Now, this is a blue-white 2 generic 2/5 Moonfolk Wizard, and they literally printed 3 new tokens specifically for this one card. Whenever another non-token permanent you control leaves the battlefield, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. Create a creature token with those characteristics. A 2/2 white fox with vigilance, a 1/2 blue Moonfolk with flying, and a 1/1 black rat with lifelink. Why do rats have lifelink? It's because they can scavenge for garbage very well. And then for an activated 5 mana, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. So whenever another non-token permanent you control leaves the battlefield, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. Create a non-token. So when something leaves the battlefield, whenever non-token permanent, so I fetch, I get one of these things. Cool. Until we run out. But what if I blink it? Does it reset? Then I get some more. Moonfolk without land bounce, but still, still has synergy with Oboro Palace in the Clouds. Price of Oboro going up. Or you just play with, like, I don't know, Ghost Quarters or something. You could, like, Ghost Quarter yourself, and then you get double the tokens. That's big-brained right there. I don't know if that's what you want to do, but you could do it. You can also strip mine yourself. That's how you get 2 tokens. They'll never see it coming. They'll be thinking, well, they could strip mine me and get 1 token. No, I'm going to strip mine myself because I'm crazy. All right, I'm crazy. I could do anything around here. Oh, shoot. I didn't open up a new tab for this card. All right, we got the Flare Cycle. You like the Flare? Is everyone excited for the Flare Cycle? The Flare of Fortitude in all of its new glory. We got Little MX Doom with the super chat. Thank you so much. You ever stop and think how lifelink makes no sense? No, it makes some sense in some cases. I think if you get rejuvenated, like vampires having lifelink, they suck your blood and everything. They're your life force. But there's a lot of other cards that have lifelink for no damn reason. Where's that life coming from? Okay, the Flare Fortitude. We got white 2 generic instant. You may sacrifice a non-token white creature rather than pay the spell's mana cost until end of turn. Your life total cannot change. And permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible. How many Commander players are going to be fighting over this card? You know you're going to buy it. Instant staple in Commander, 100 million %. Yeah, the coffee has lifelink. But I don't understand how you deal damage to somebody and then you get lifelink. That doesn't make any sense. Are we sucking up their blood just like the vampires? Are we all vampires in some way, the lifelink creatures? Yep, price go burr. No, he is right. It usually makes no sense because you aren't a vampire. What does it matter if your minions can heal themselves? Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm the planeswalker. It's like, send me their blood. I think the vampires might suck it up and send me like a pool for myself. I can feast off of this blood. You're right, actually. Yeah, flavor-wise, it makes no sense. None whatsoever. Unless they're stealing food. I mean, everything should make... I guess that's the real lifelink. It should be, everything makes food tokens. You kill a creature and it becomes food, and you can sack the food into life gain. Alright, so we got the Flare of Fortitude, and then we got the Flare of Malice. Flare of Malice is the black one for black 2 generic. You also have to sack a non-token black creature to alternatively to play this card. Each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker with the greatest mana value among creatures and planeswalkers they control. Oh, each opponent! That's great! So not everyone is, we're all sacking a creature, but I can sacrifice my smallest one, or the one I can bring back from the graveyard, or recast, or it had Undying, or Persist, or something. It's coming back. Black is like my black creatures, they come back. Yours do not. And mine are small too. Them zombies, they got resistance. You can't keep a good zombie down. Why are these planeswalkers so hungry, eating all the food for their life total when all their minions are starving? Hey, the minions, they rejuvenate after every turn. We don't. Imagine we were like the minions, where our life total goes back to 20 after every turn. Wouldn't that be interesting? It would be within the exact same flavor as our creatures. They have like a rest it's like every turn is like a night or something, where they go back home, eat, sleep, and then they go back out to battle. What is with Flare of Malice's art? Whirlwind chain belt and strawberry jello arm? Could be. Strawberry jello. Nothing wrong with strawberry jello. I'm a fan. Okay, we got the Lemex Doom. The Flare of Cultivate will go crazy in Undying combo. Is that what you mean? Okay, let's take a look if it's close by. They got Flare of Duplication. Oh, that was they spoiled that card, the Cultivation, last time. That's an old spoiler, little MX Doom. But we know what you're talking about. Get the lands. Okay, Flare of Duplication. We got a red 1 generic instant. You may sacrifice a non-token red creature, then pay the mana cost. Now, copy instant, target instant or sorcery spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Did any red players look for this? Is that what they always wanted? This feels awkward. You sacrifice your creature in play to double your instant or sorcery spells. The new art that goes through the borders is amazing. Oh yeah, I love it. They should have experimented with this a long time. You know what got them this idea? All the altar artists that were doing it to all their old cards. Wizards is like, we can't let these altar artists get away with this. We can make our own altered no border art. Basically, I swear, they never did this stuff until they saw how many altars were so successful and popular over this. But don't worry, the altar artists are never going to run out of a job, because they could re-alter even art cards like this. They could alter over full art cards. I was just going to say, I did that with my card alters. To be honest, I like when new art goes through the border, and it actually still has a border. Frankly, I think this should just be the default. This is just default how cards should look. Why do we need a black border to cards anymore? That's so 2014. Or I guess 2019, I can't remember when they started making full art cards. The duplication one is cool, and I know I would do some dumb stuff with it, says Majra. You do your dumb stuff with it. The Flare of Duplication. Okay, what else do we have new? 6! Oh, I did this again. Duplicates. There we go. Okay, we have 6. Now, 6 is a green 2 generic 2/4 tree folk with reach. And whenever 6 attacks mill 3 cards, you may put a land card from among them into your hand. And as long as it's your turn, non-land permanent cards in your graveyard have retrace. So it's like a callback to Ren and 6. They're literally, the lore of Modern Horizons is actually evolving within Modern Horizons. It has its own, it calls back to a lot of old cards. Creates its own lore too, though. Are we sure this is the right show? What do you mean? Where did 7 go? 7 is Ren. Oh, Ren and 7. No, there was a Ren and 7. There was a Ren and 6, Ren and. Oh yeah, where did 7? I don't know where Ren and 7 is. We're gonna find out eventually. They'll have that in Modern Horizons 4. How many Ren and somethings there were? How do you get named 6 when you're born? Ah, this tree is wonderful. Let's name it 6. That'll do it. You're right, I'm gonna name my tree 13. Matt McHugh says the new art is trying to compete with Pokemon TCG. I think we're just competing with ourselves around here. Nothing scary. I love the new art to all this stuff. 6 retired in Gavany Innistrad. Think 7 died. Well, somebody knows some lore around here. Can thank Christopher B for that. Yeah, more importantly, where's a 1 to 5? We don't talk about 1 to 5, Maddie Matson. 1 to 5, we don't talk about those. That's buried in history. Didn't Ren lose their spark or something? I'm not really into the. I have no idea. I don't even know where Ren and 6 came from. I was really confused when the card came into existence in the first place. Alright, you heard the music. You know where to get them spoilers from. You know where, I tell you where I'm gonna get all my Modern Horizons spoilers. Oh god. This is, FusionGamingOnline.com. You can't even see me right now. That's how excited this... Oh god, can we do this? How do I do this here? I want me on the screen. I gotta shave myself off. All my stuff is like rent. Okay, whatever. We'll do it this way. FusionGamingOnline.com, my favorite place to buy my Magic the Gathering cards. And you can get Outlaws of Thunder Junction. You can get the Modern Horizons 3 cards pre-ordered now as they become available. I know I'm going to get my Flare of Denial. You know where I'm going to get my Flare of Denial? I'm going to get it straight from FusionGamingOnline.com. And I'm going to use coupon code Nikachu at checkout. Because I can use my own coupon code to get 5% off all my purchases. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online. And when the new set comes out, you better believe, if you want to get the cutting edge, what's it called? The cutting edge advantage in Pioneer, Modern, Standard, Legacy, Vintage, and more, you're going to rent from Mana Traders. It's cheaper when you're renting cards. You can play all the decks. It's a ban list saver, because when they ban if any of these cards, and something's going to get banned, no, make no mistake, you don't even know what card's going to get banned, but it's going to be something. But when you're renting the cards, who cares? It's Mana Traders cards getting banned, not yours. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu_OKM. It's not just for good luck, it's also for good value. Okay, back to 6. Back to the spoilers. Where am I? Oh, let's change the music here. Okay, we left off at 6. Oh, here we go. This apparently, is this a reprint into Modern? I think this is a reprint into Modern, Kalia the Vast. You Commander players might be very familiar with this. I'm not at all. It is a black, white, red, 1 generic 2/2 human cleric flying. When Kalia the Vast attacks an opponent, you may put an angel, demon, or dragon card from your hand onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking that opponent. Owen says, I think we're avoiding the real question after Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Why did they stop giving everything a hat? Where are all the hats and all this art? Yeah, those are some real questions. Is Kalia good in Commander? Good luck anywhere else. There we go. We've got the blessing. We've got the Commander player's blessing. We've got Kalia the Vast. Okay, another one is okay, here's a new one. Kozilek, the Broken Reality. It's broken! It's in the name. Now, when you cast this spell, up to 2 target players each manifest 2 cards from their hands! For each card manifested this way, you draw a card. That's great. And then, hold on, for each card manifested this way, you draw a card? You mean when you cast this spell, up to 2 target players each manifest. Do I get cards from their manifestation? So isn't that like a total of up to 2 targets? So I can get up to 4 cards? That's insane. That is just bananas. The banonkers. It is pure gas. The gas isn't stopping here. It's one of the big 3. It's one of the big Titan heroes around here. I'm telling you right now, there's 3 pulls in this set, and this is one of them, says the Counts Roads. Oh, isn't it? Hold on. Sounds? It sounds Roads? I think you told me on Instagram your name's pronounced differently. It sounds Roads. It's a non-mana 3. Other player discard 2. You draw 4. It's not discard. You know, you manifest 2 cards. Aren't they like 2/2s on the battlefield or something? Draw 4. I'm about to use an Uno reverse card. Oh, by the way, there's one other ability. It gives all other colorless creatures you control +3/+2. Not a bad Lord effect. It's very expensive, though. I don't think this is going to see play anywhere. I mean, maybe. Who knows? You know, it's so hard to tell, like, what Amulet Titan or Tron can conceivably play, because they have all the mana in the world. They can cast any of this stuff. Somebody will playtest it. Without a doubt. Somebody. Someone's gonna put the work into this thing. Yeah, pseudo discard. Pseudo. You get like 2/2 creatures, and then they can, aren't they like sort of putting them into play? You can, they manifest, not you. They get the tokens, exactly. Can't they? And then can't they like flip them over? Commander might have some fun with this guy. Oh, you better believe Commander's go. Commander has fun with all this stuff. Commander always has an absolute party. It's the modern players. No, Modern Horizons. Nobody actually has fun. Modern Horizons. It's fun for a month, and then it's pure hell. Although when the first Modern Horizons got first released, there was Hogak, and it was hell immediately. But then it was fun after that. All right, co-select the Broken Reality. And next up, we got Ulamog the Defiler. Ulamog the Defiler is a 10-mana legendary Eldrazi. I like that clean 10 mana. Now, it's a 7/7. When you cast this spell, target opponent exiles half their library rounded up. Sorry, everyone. You know, if you don't like cards milling, you don't like being milled for 5 cards, well, you're going to hate it when something mills half your library. Now, it's got Ward, Sacrifice 2 permanents. Well, that's good, because I certainly have some lands to get rid of. And then when Ulamog the Defiler enters the battlefield, it enters the battlefield with a number of +1/+1 counters on it equal to the greatest mana value among cards in exile. Ulamog has Annihilator X, where X is the number of +1/+1 counters on it. Oh god, this could be the ultimate annihilating machine. So it enters the battlefield with a number of +1/+1 counters on it equal to the greatest mana value among cards in exile. So this combines pretty well with other Eldrazi that exile cards. There's actually a lot of exiling Eldrazi. Oh no, this one exiles too, I forgot. You exile half your library. So yeah, when you cast this card, it exiles, and then it'll have like it's basically, yeah, Annihilator X. I target you. Oh, you have a 10 mana card? Great. I have Annihilator 10. Simple as that. You do have to cast this card. It's funny. Emrakul, 15 mana? That's banned in Commander. This thing, it's probably gonna be fine. Probably. We've had Eldrazi Winter, but now we're getting Eldrazi Summer. There's always room for another Eldrazi season. Ward pointless when you are playing Ulamog for castability. Yeah, I know. It exiles half the library, not half cards of your library, so technically exiles the entire library. No, exiles half the library. Target opponent exiles half their library, rounded up. It's like the other Ulamog. When it attacks, you lost half your... No, you only lost 20 cards. It's actually more dangerous. You have a lot of turns. Your library goes from 100 to 50, 25, 12, 12, 6, 3, 1 or 0. I don't know what. You go down to 1 and then 0. You have a lot of turns to live. Don't worry. Half is better than milling 20. How does half of your library work in tabletop? Well, how wouldn't it? You count. You count it up. Blast offer. I guess you could like measure it with like a hold on. You could rule 0 into the game a measuring tape. And it's like, okay, my deck is this tall. We're about like, okay, it's like 8 inches. All right, we're gonna take it at the 4-inch mark. It's triple sleeved foil, okay? Triple sleeve foil. That's why it's 8 inches tall. You just have to rule 0 in a measuring tape. That's all we gotta do. Just to save time. Everyone likes to save time. Otherwise, you can count it out. Nobody tell them about Traumatize. Yeah, no one tell them about it. Just use a weed scale. That won't work very well. Oh, because you know the exact gram of every single card? Yeah, okay, I'm gonna take a few off the top and then the scale changes. Yeah, old boy knows. Old boy has alternative ways to determine half your library. You count, then divide by 2. Yeah, F, damn it. Anyway, okay, Ulamog the Defiler. Coming to Modern Horizons 3 near you. Next, we got a spicy card. This is a spicy card. We all heard of Wastes. We got Wastes, the sequel. The snow-covered waste. It is literally basic snowland. That's it. It just adds a colorless mana. So, like, I don't know. Was anyone out there, like, missing a another basic Wastes? Was that, like, missing from everybody's deck? Because I have no idea why they printed this. It's like, we already have Waste. There's like Island and Snow-Covered Island. Well, now we can have Snow-Covered Wastes. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. This is a huge reference. I never saw that. Matty Matson. Hey, guys, remember Eldrazi Winter? Wasn't that fun? Let's make a land for it. So for the Commander players that don't understand, when they printed the cheap Eldrazi's, like Thought Not Seer, Reality Smasher, so on, they were just broken in Modern and Legacy, particularly Modern, where you had access to what's it called, the Eldrazi Temple and Eldrazi Monument. No, it wasn't. Ivugan. Ivugan made everything 2 less. Eldrazi Temple made things cost for 2. So like for 2 mana, you could start pumping out tons of Eldrazi. It was crazy. Turn 2 Thought Not Seer doesn't seem very dangerous in Commander. It's very dangerous in 1-on-1. So they banned Ivugan. They banned it because it was so dangerous. Anyway, we called it Eldrazi Winter because it was like basically running hell in winter. Wait, does this not produce snow mana, or is snow mana not actually a thing? No, it produces snow. Yeah, so it counts as a snow land. So it doesn't say snow in the casting cost. It technically just produces colorless, but it can be tapped to cast snow cards. So you can do that. It's a basic snow land. That is a attribute of these cards. It's not gonna say like add colorless or snow colorless, because that, like, snow is just generic. Yeah, it's a snow colorless. It's all snowy down there. Anyway, we got the Snow-Covered Wastes. All right, next up, we saw Ulamog the Defiler, Kozilek. We saw 6. We saw the good ones. Ooh, I have no idea if this card is good or bad. We have Wheel of Potential. It is new Wheel of Fortune. All right, if you feel like you're not rich enough to buy Wheel of Fortune, you can buy this one. This one's on sale, and by sale I mean it's not on the reserve list. It is a red 2 generic sorcery. You get 3 energy. Then you may pay X energy. Each player may exile their hand and draw X cards. If X is 7 or more, you may play cards you own exile this way until end of turn. Until the end of your next turn. So you exile your hand, and you just get a bunch of new cards. Screw energy. Someone is not surviving the era of standard. So yeah, we have new Wheel of Fortune. You have it shouldn't be too hard to get to 7 energy. If anything, this can be even more broken than Wheel of Fortune, because you could go to 10. If you have 20 energy, you just draw your entire deck. But it is worded in a way that people aren't going to deck themselves. Each player may exile their hand and draw X cards if X is 7 or more. So I guess you have to choose it up front. So if I choose 20 or 100, or I choose the exact same number as my deck, I could effectively get nobody to draw because I'm drawing too many. I would force them to draw too many cards. Even if you don't use energies, this card is amazing just for card draw power. Oh yeah, absolutely. You're at least going to draw 3. 3 mana, we all draw 3. Some people may not even want to get rid of their hand. Old boy's like, I don't even think I use my Wheel of Fortune currently. We need as much energy as a Dragon Ball Z character, says Corbinik. Anyway, there you go. New Wheel of Potential. Let's see if it actually does have potential. And then we've got, I think we saw this one. Now this is a reprint. We got Flusterstorm in a beautiful new art. I think this is the best one of the best Flusterstorm arts. I can't say Flusterstorm has many bad arts. They're all great. So this is very, very beautiful in old border. See? For all the old players out there. They love the old border. They love that star, that promo star. Ah, nothing beats that promo looking star. Counter target instant or sorcery spell unless its controller pays 1. It's got Storm, and it's got one of the best flavor text. You said you hit me with everything you have. Was that all? I love it. Banger flavor text. What's really funny is Modern needed this card back in like 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016. But then by like 2017 and beyond, Storm got just crushed and like hated out of the metagame. And by the time they printed this, I mean, like, it didn't see any play in Modern. It still sees, like, what? I wouldn't say it doesn't see any play, but it's very, very little. Very, very little. It was fine versus the Cascade decks. It had some play there. Little MX2, have they spoiled the commander deck commanders? Yes. I don't know if we already went over them. I think we went over some of those commanders already. Okay, moving on. We did Flare of Malice. I don't even know what this card is. Shadow of the Second Sun. This is like new to me. Okay, we have a 6-mana aura, enchant player. At the beginning of enchanted player's post-combat main phase, there is an additional beginning phase after this phase? What the hell does that mean? There is an additional beginning phase. The end step happens after the added untap, upkeep, and draw steps. At the beginning of enchanted player's post-combat main phase, there is an additional beginning phase. I'm confused. Oops. I'm just very confused. What does this card even do? You love the art, but I have no idea what the hell is going on. What's a beginning phase? Or is it a beginning of combat? No. The beginning of enchanted player's post-combat main phase. If they said the beginning of combat phase, or is that what they're referencing? Turn reset? Oh, it's like a weird extra turn card. You get another upkeep, untap, upkeep, draw, and then everything else. Untap, upkeep, draw, then end. Oh, is that? Oh, that is weird. So untap lands, trigger your upkeep stuff, and then draw a card. Weird. Yeah, well, just goes to show how much I know the turns of a game. Not incredibly well, apparently. Not well enough. So this is definitely some commander jank. So if you ever want some extra triggers from your creatures and your enchantments at upkeep, boom. Get another suspend counter off your suspend cards. Everything's gonna move faster. Yep. Yeah, Pedgeman's got it right. Remember Wilderness Reclamation? Well, this is the same plus an upkeep and a draw, exactly. Such a weird card. This is an enchantment, so it happens every turn, not just once. Yes, this is an every turn effect. So draw 2, untap 2. At the beginning of enchanted player's post-combat main phase. Oh, they're literally, it's not even at end of turn. So you can tap out on your main phase to play stuff, then untap after combat, and you get to draw again. It's like having 2 turns in 1, but you only have 1 attack. It's literally 2 turns in 1. This looks like an AI-generated word salad. Live fully, then return to the beginning. Also sounds like AI-generated flavor text. There's no difference. Or it's like a flavor text that has been run through the Google Translator 20 times. Stasis player will be happy. Will they? They gotta double pay for their stasis. Or are you saying you're... Yeah, I don't know how this works for the stasis player. Stasis still says you don't untap squat. You get 2 combat phase? No, it doesn't say you get another combat phase, right? You get the beginning phase. So after the combat phase, you get another beginning phase right before your second main phase. So no extra combats. 1 attack! And then that's it. Okay, cool card. It was one of those discussion cards. Okay, next up, we've got the White Orchid Phantom. It's a Spirit Knight. It's a white, 2/2 Spirit Knight, flying first strike. When White Orchid Phantom enters the battlefield, destroy up to one target non-basic land. Its controller may search their library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Well, those guys' cradles are no longer... They're not long for this world. That's what I was trying to say. Hey, if White Orchard Phantom exists, can we unban Tolarian Academy and Commander? Can we please? Please? Look, we got so much land destruction now. So much land destruction. Yeah, you can flicker the thing too. Flicker it. Now, mind you, remember, they can search the library for a basic land card. So make sure you have your basic lands, people. Don't be shorting yourself. They can come at me all they want. I'm a mono blue player. I'm a mono blue merfolk player. I have like 20 lands in my deck. 20 basics. Come get them. Whenever I'm up against someone in Legacy who has a bunch of wastelands in plan, or not wasteland, Ghost Quarter, I tell them, I got a bunch of basic lands in my deck, you know. Try me. MTG Ectoplasm, I take credit for this card. Big spirit card. This will be a big spirit card in Modern. Make no mistake, because, I mean, this is going to be hell for the Amulet players. This is going to be hell for the Tron players. And yeah, if you blank this thing also, it's going to be more hell. They only have so many Amulet only has, like, I think one basic land. Tron has, like, what, 2 or something? Not too many, because they can search it. They can always search the thing out. They have all sorts of different resources. So they're going to slowly lose their lands as the White Orchard comes and gets them. It's a... Oh, I didn't even catch that, Salty Plume Soda. It is, in fact, a ghost that does a Ghost Quarter. They secretly... Look, we had Eldrazi... Look, how many Easter eggs are in here? We have a Ghost Quarter creature. There was Eldrazi Winter the card. These Easter eggs are insane. I didn't catch any. I would have never caught any of these if it wasn't for all you guys. Both Amulet and Tron have 3 basic forests. Amulet has 3 forests? All right, there's some work to be done. It is possible. Yeah, they also put Serum Visions on a creature. We will see. All right, moving on. This will definitely see play. We'll see play everywhere. We got the Flare of Fortitude. Oh, did we see this one? I think we saw this one. Flare of Fortitude. Yeah, until enchantment life totals can't change. Permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible. Anyone who didn't see it, well, there's the version with the regular art. But we do have... Oh! Here, let's show the White Orchard Phantom. Oh, that's going to be hotly desired. If you're a Richard Kane Ferguson fan, that's a great full art. It's giving me Lord of the Rings vibes, really. Like the Nazgul. Feels very Nazgul-like to me. MTG Ectoplasm is all over this thing. Old card style is awesome. Yeah, it's funny, I mean, this is just his style. Like, he did a lot of old cards, and maybe you can... Like, you find old Magic the Gathering synonymous with him. But that's just... He's still doing that even today. He was always like this. That was always his style. Alright, yeah, we got the White Orchard Phantom. Okay, what else have we not seen? Yeah, they got Old Border. They're putting a lot of Old Border stuff on old... not old cards, but on old Modern Horizons cards, like Munitions Expert. So you got that in Gold Border. They also are gonna have for that in for Unholy Heat. Got that for red here. Tireless Provisionary. I don't even know what this card is. I probably completely ignored it in the old set. Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, create a food token or a treasure token. Yeah. That card probably sees no play anywhere. Okay, next up. A bunch of basic lands. Here we go. Hold on, I'll show you all the Can I show all the basic lands? Is that possible? Here we got basic lands. Get an idea of what all the basic lands look like. Got them basic lands for you. We already saw Ulamog the Defiler, Kozilek. At least in the bigger border things. Alright, you got a sense of the big lands. We saw Genku. Oh, here we go. Here's a new one. Trickster Elk. Trickster's Elk. This is a throwback to somebody, that's for sure. This is a green 2 generic 3/3 elk. It is very suspicious elk, I should say. It's got Bestow of a green and 1 generic. Oh my god, they brought Bestow. Why are they bringing Bestow back? If you cast this card for its Bestow cost, it's an aura spell with enchant creature. It becomes a creature again if it's not attached. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a green L creature with base power and toughness 3/3. Yeah, it's a call back to them Okos. Yeah. Gee, I wonder what this could be referring to. It's funny, I think also in Commander, you guys have no idea how powerful Oko is. Or is Oko a good card in Commander? I'm sure it's just like fine or whatever. Probably more annoying than anything. Weirdly enough, it completely took over every competitive format in Magic the Gathering. It's banned everywhere. It's barely legal anywhere. Sound says, this is amazing. You want the Trickster's Elk? It's like, yeah, it's like Beast Within almost. But for creatures and for 2 mana. Oko is still quite good in Commander? Good to know. Is this Kenneth's transformation? Oh, he's still good in Commander, is it? That's a good reason to be Simic. Oh, well, I can play Simic Merfolk in Commander. So maybe I'm going to put some Oko in my Commander deck. He's still okay in Vintage? Well, the bar is high to be broken in Vintage, I'll admit that. You could give this to your opponents? You can. You absolutely can. Why would you play this for 3 and then give it to them? Alright, moving on. We saw 6. Ooh, the new Grist. We got Grist. We've got 1 mana Planeswalkers, alright? If people aren't salivating yet, you're gonna salivate now. Here's Grist, Voracious Larva. This is the origin story. Started off as a cute little centipede-looking thing. I do not know what the hell's around it for scale. So it's a green 1/2 Death Touch insect. Whenever Grist, Voracious Larva, or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, if it entered from your graveyard, or you cast it from your graveyard, you may pay a green. If you do exile Grist, then return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control, and it turns into Grist the Plague Swarm. And starts off with 3 loyalty, +1. Create a 1/1 black and green insect creature token, then mill 2 cards. Put a death touch counter on the token. If a black card was milled this way, it was born to kill things. And it's as -2. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Oh, great. It's better than that than killing my creatures. That's what the original Grist was doing. -6. For each creature card in your graveyard, create a token that's a copy of it. What? Except it's a 1/1 black and green insect? What the hell is going on here? It's like the insects absorb the power of the creatures in the graveyard. He will go good with the 3 mana Grist, right? Probably. They all can mill each other. Okay, hold on. What was the... Whenever Grist or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, if it entered from the graveyard... Or you cast from the graveyard. So basically, you just have to, like, blink, or you just have to get a persist or undying creature to die. It enters the battlefield, and you can pay this green. 1 mana Planeswalkers, people. Literally, 1 mana Planeswalkers. Spectral Maniac can hardly contain themselves. Escape. Oh, yeah, escape. Well, I don't know. How many flashback creatures are there? Is that even a creature thing? I flashback my creature. Note that the ultimate doesn't exile the graveyard. You can keep doing it again and again. For instance, if you have a creature that would put counters on Grist, you can keep the -6 again and again. And again and again and again and again and again. This will be a hot card. Pre-order your Grist, people. Ideally from FusionGamingOnline.com. # sponsored. Okay, moving on. I don't know. Did they reveal... Oh, we got Ral! Okay, let's look at the real Ral. This is the full art Ral. Okay, hold on. What's the super chat again? Lil MX Do. No, that wasn't that one. I want to force bleach Ral Monsoon Mage's hair. You want to bleach it? All right. Force bleach. Force bleach? What does that mean? Is that like a Dragon Ball Z reference or something? Anyway, okay, we got Ral Monsoon Mage, a 2-mana 1/3 human wizard. Instant sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Another storm card. Yes, we just need Sapphire Medallion on everything, basically. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell during your turn, flip a coin. Ral Monsoon Mage, sorry, is it? Yeah, Ral Monsoon Mage deals 1 damage to you. Well, that's not good. If you win the flip, you may exile Ral. If you do, return him to the battlefield transformed under his owner's control. What's with the 1 damage? I don't understand that part. And it will transform into a Ral Leyline Prodigy. Now it's got 2 loyalty. Ral, this looks, I'm looking at this like it's a custom card because it's got so many words on it. Ral Leyline Prodigy enters the battlefield with an additional loyalty counter on him for each instant and sorcery spell you've cast this turn. +1 until your next turn. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, so we still gonna keep doing that. -2. Ral deals 2 damage divided as you choose among 1 or 2 targets. Draw a card if you control a blue permanent other than Ral. And then -8. Exile the top 8 cards of your library. You may cast instant and sorcery spells from among them this turn without paying their mana costs. This card is actually a creator favorite. I suppose so. Those are next to the power level I design. Yes! Yeah, exactly. It's a new force power. Looks weird without his stripes. Is there there's another card, right? There's another art with Ral Monsoon Mage. They're really trying to buff Storm. I don't know if this is how it's going to be done, though. Is this how they do it? Storm, I think, is quite dead, and I do not know if it's coming back. If I cast multiple spells on the stack, example 3, and I got to transform them on the first trigger, while the other spell hasn't resolved yet, how many loyalty do I get? There's a battlefield with an additional loyalty counter on him for each instant and sorcery spell you've cast this turn. You get 3, because you've cast 3. It'll count how much I've cast, not how many have resolved. Yeah, you still cast them. You cash in. Yeah, make sure you cast all of them before you let this thing resolve or let the thing flip. Cool. Got Ral, Leyline Prodigy. Ooh, here's a cool card. The Detective's Phoenix. This is a red 2 generic 2/2 Phoenix. It's got Bestow again. It's also has Collect Evidence 6. To pay this Bestow cost, you have to pay a red and exile cards with total mana value 6 or greater from your graveyard. Then Phoenix, they come back. It's like Delve. It's like Delve from the graveyard? Hold on, collect it. To pay this Bestow cost. No, this is in your hand. Isn't this just like a weird... Oh, it's like Delve, but for... it is like Delve, but for mana costs. It's got Flying and Haste. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and has Flying and Haste. I have a feeling that didn't matter. I mean, probably the most relevant thing is you're buffing it up and you give it flying, but the haste part, very strange. You may cast Detective's Phoenix from your graveyard using its Bestow ability. I think that's sick. Now we're talking. Oh, no, it's really easy to cast, actually. Yeah, the haste is going to matter because it's literally cost 1 red. That's it. Red and nothing. It's like red and a bunch of stuff from the graveyard. You forgot Collect Evidence? No, yeah, we're collecting the evidence. Well, I don't play any Collect Evidence cards. I have no idea what Collect Evidence does until now. Delve already eats through its graveyard so much. And this will eat, I guess, a little bit less. Because you can, instead of, like, each card in your graveyard basically was 1 mana value to some degree. Slick shot in modern, anyone? What, this plus slick shot? Good for enchantments. Soam? Oh, spam? Yeah, you can go spam them enchantments. I think, I have no idea what, it's probably just good in a red deck of some sort. Good in a red deck. Alright, next up, we've got, ooh, any fans of Sorin out there? We got Sorin of House Markov. You know, Sorin spends so much time in this house, why isn't it just his house? Or is it Sorin Markov? Sorin, what's Sorin's last name? Is it Markov? No, it's Edgar Markov. I have no idea where Sorin is in this plot line. Okay, I'm getting big anime villain vibes from Sorin. We have a black, 1 generic, 1 for human noble. It also has lifelink, which doesn't make any sense, as we discussed earlier. Also has extort, bringing extort back. When was the last time we saw extort on a card? Personally, as someone who only follows constructed cards, last time I saw it was like in a Ravnica set a million years ago. So if they reprint anything in a commander deck like a year ago, I had no idea. Now, at the beginning of your post-combat main phase, if you gain 3 or more life this turn, exile Sorin Markov, sorry, Sorin of House Markov, then return him to the battlefield transformed under his owner's control. Is he a house or something? Sean, based on what you see, do you think Modern Horizons 3 is going to be as format warping as Modern Horizons 2, or this look more tame by comparison? This is going to be format warping. I don't know if it's going to be as format warping, but there's like no way that it doesn't like just flips the table on every format. That's for sure. All right, here we go. Extort for 0. Wait a minute, are you right? How does this work? It literally just says extort for nothing. Is that true? So what, like everything just you extort, you just play a spell and you got an extort? Extort has no cost. Does that cost mean that it's absolutely nothing? Is it free? Extort always has a blue or white cost. Always? Oh, is that like, are just they saving some time here? No, extort is always a white or a black? But they used to say that. Okay. It's gonna cost something. Alright, so we flip our Sorin into Sorin Ravenous Neonate. It is a 3-mana Sorin. Again, it has extort. That didn't go away. +2, create a food token. Because, you know, even vampires, they still like to eat food. They suck your blood, but they can go for a Kentucky Fried Chicken. Now, -1, Sorin Ravenous Neonate deals damage equal to the amount of life you gain this turn to any target. Oh, so if you gain some life, no gain, no pain. And then -6, gain control of target creature. It becomes a vampire in addition to its other types. Put a lifelink counter on it if you control a white permanent other than that creature or Sorin. So we get to swipe their creatures away. I will show you the dark side. If you double your life total, someone gonna go poof. Yeah, exactly. Someone gonna go poof. Well, unless they have a lot of life, you know. They might have a lot of life themselves. Maybe they're gaining life too, huh? They're just waiting for their Sorin to get out, that's all. It has potential. It's cool. Cool Sorin card. Okay, moving on. The hell is this? Scurrilous Sentry. Is a black 3 generic 2/3 menace. It's a human knight rogue, by the way. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, it connives. Draw a card, then discard a card. If you discard a non-land card, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Cool. That's all I have to say about it. I have no commentary. Oh, here's a cool one. Do it. No, we cannot do Tamio disjustice. We have to see this in the. This probably is my favorite art of the set revealed so far. Tamio, Inquisitive Student. It is a blue 0/3 Moonfolk Wizard flying. When Tamio, Inquisitive Student attacks, investigate. When you draw your 3rd card in a turn, exile Tamio, then return her to the battlefield transformed under her owner's control. And she will flip into Tameo Seasoned Scholar. It's a 2 loyalty planeswalker. +2 until your next turn. Whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, it gets -1/-0 until end of turn. Now, -3, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. If it's a green card, you get to add 1 mana of any color. So, looking out for those Simic players. And then -7, draw cards equal to half the number of cards in your library. Rounded up. Good God, that's insane. You get an emblem with you have no maximum hand size. Made sure that when you get them cards, you get to keep them. It's combos with Brainstorm, so maybe okay. This card could see, so I think this card could see Legacy play easily. Easily could see Legacy play. Probably could see Modern play, but it'll die easily. You know, the bar for staying alive in Modern is pretty high. At 3 toughness. Sword and Lightning Bolt range. Fatal Push. Solitude. No, they're not going to let it survive for that long, that's for sure. The card says half your cards in your library. Exactly. You take half them cards. That is, it's like bank error in your favor. Collect $200. This plus Ancestral Recall? Oh, come on. Bolt the book. Yeah, bolt the book. Gotta bolt the book now around here. MTG Ectoplasm. That card has not been officially spoiled, actually. That was accidentally leaked on their stream. They did not end up officially talking about that card. I can't talk about that card yet. Oh, that's so weird. I published that to like 5,000 people on Twitter. Can't talk about that card yet. I'm still waiting. Yeah, but anyway, if you watch the official Modern Horizons 3 like debut video on the official Wizards Magic YouTube channel, there's some arena gameplay revealing another card that has not been officially acknowledged or spoiled yet. But it's almost like I don't know if that was like literally an Easter egg or they screwed up, because all the other cards in that arena gameplay, and those arena gameplay clips are all officially spoiled, except that one. Except the one. So the Eldrazi didn't say half cards of library, but half of your library rounded up. So the words like exile the entire library. Yeah, that's well. They get to make up their own. They make up their rules as they go along. All right, Tameo, Seasoned Scholar. Love the art. Easily my favorite art in the set so far. All right, interesting. We got Seaman Visions, the creature. Didn't make a callback to the Seaman Visions, though. Or did they? Okay, it's a blue 2 generic 2/2 Vidalcan Wizard. When Serum Visions enters the battlefield, draw a card, then scry 2. I have nothing else to say about it. It's just basically a throwback to Serum Visions. It's a Vidalcan Wizard for anyone that wants to use it. Spiromancy says, what visions? Oh, I'll let you know. Hold on. Can I find this? There we go. This visions. Once you can't unsee it anymore. You can't unsee it anymore. I apologize. This was literally an F&M promo. It was an F&M promo, I think. Yeah, or something like that. Yeah, Friday Night Magic 2015. Someone designed this card. Someone literally probably gave some art direction for this thing. I don't know, was this old Dan Scott? Might have been old Dan Scott. Honestly, I can't be mad. I mean, it's iconic at this point. It's completely iconic. Never mind, I like Sailor Visions. What the hell? So anyway, yeah. That's what that art is known for. That's what that card is known for now, in some way. Yeah, let me ruin Days for you too. The problem is like Days doesn't have the name, you know. But Serum Visions does. Anyway, okay. Serum Visions. For anyone that wants Serum Visions on a creature. Anything else new? Ooh, we have Dog Umbra. Dog Umbra. Fan of dogs? You fan of Umbras? We have a, now we've got a Flash. Enchant creature. It's an aura. As long as another player controls enchanted creature, it can't attack or block. Otherwise, Dog Umbra has Umbra armor. Ooh, that's interesting. So Umbra armor for you, so it can protect your creature if it dies, or it's a pacifism. It's strictly better for pacifism. That's how it completely broken. The power creep people. Complete power creep. My dog deck has a new card. Yeah, for flavor. It's a flavor win. Alright, next up we've got Corum. The Undertaker. I'd play the theme song to The Undertaker if I had it. We got a 4-mana 0/5 human warrior. Corum the Undertaker gets +X/+0, where X is the greatest power among creature cards in all graveyards. You have the strength of the dead. When Corum attacks, each player mills a card, and then during each of your turns, you may play a land and cast a spell from among the cards in graveyards that were put there from libraries this turn. So it's like Ragavan, basically. It's basically human warrior Ragavan. I attack, card gets exiled. Or is it worse? It's actually worse. It's upon attack, so I attack and I get the value. Otherwise, like, I don't even have to deal damage. Yeah, no pallbearer? No ringside assistant? Coming in at 200 pounds, Corum the Undertaker. Imagine not complaining. Sounds like a nickname of a wrestler. Could be. Hey, this is like, you know what? I bet there's a big overlap between Magic the Gathering players and wrestling in the WWE. It's only a matter of time. They're trying to cozy up to the WWE as we speak to try to get them WWE secret layer cards. It's all possible. Eris is like, I'm honestly getting a little tired of, I'm going to play your deck cards that are being added. They are already enough. It's probably really sucks for webcam Magic players, because it's like, okay, I want to play your card. Well, I can't even physically get your card. I have to like make a token of it on my side and I have to keep track of exactly what that card does. And if you're like a deck that steals like a lot of cards, it's even more frustrating. You trying to say you don't want to share your deck with everyone? Or are you just showing your disgust as a webcam player? Because I've played a little bit of webcam Magic. When you have to steal someone's card, it's a little weird. It's a little weird. It's like the person who owns the card they have to like take it off to the side, and then the person who stole it has to like make a token of it, basically. They did Ulamog, but I haven't seen an Emrakul yet. No, they spoiled Emrakul like on day one. It's like it has madness for 6 mana. It's crazy. Okay, anyway, Corum the Undertaker. And we've got... Here, we're gonna look up the fancy one. We got Satya, the Ether Flux Genius for the Jeskai aficionados out there. We got white, red, blue, 1 generic, 3/5 human artificer with menace and haste. Whenever Satya Ether Flux Genius attacks, create tapped an attacking token that's a copy of up to 1 other target non-token creature you control. You get 2 energy. Ooh, this is an energy generator. It's his own power plant. At the beginning of the next end step, sacrifice that token unless you pay an amount of energy equal to its mana value. You know what would have made a whole lot of sense? If Urza got like some sort of power plant card that made energy. Am I right? Am I right? I think that would have made a lot of sense. Could have been the origin. Could have been a great sequel to understand what this power plant does. It makes energy, doesn't it? Or does it just sit there doing nothing? Yeah, you get double energy. At the beginning of your next end step, sack that token unless you pay an amount of energy equal to its mana value. Mana cost, it's all the same. Pedgeman is like, to be honest, I would never be able to play webcam with strangers with any stakes. Well, the stakes is like 0. I mean, people already be cheating right in front of you. Imagine if they had the webcam so they could hide their shenanigans. The problem is, you know what? It's way more risk, actually, Pedgeman, on webcam because you could be recording the screen. So it's actually really stupid to cheat on, in webcam magic, in my opinion. But honestly, a lot of people are doing it anyway, and people are getting caught because, like, other people can record every one of their games. They could record it for content. Next up. Does this flip? No, flip, Satya. They did you dirty. Everyone else got a flip. I know they spoiled the big three. I want to see the Emrakul. You want to see an Emrakul? Okay, hold on. Let's go. We'll move from Serum Visions to Emrakul. The new one. You want to see the new one? Okay, here we go. Emrakul, the World Anew. It's a 12 mana, 12/12. When you cast the spell, you gain control of all creatures target player controls. It's got flying. It's got protection from spells and from permanents that were cast this turn. And when Emrakul Anew leaves the battlefield, you sacrifice all creatures you control. And as Madness, pay 6 mana. 6 colorless, I should say. Alright. There you go. I did that one for you, Sounds. I did it for you. Alright, next up, we've got... I don't know who the hell this is. I don't know the lore. It's Kaith, famed mechanist. There's a white, red, blue, 1 generic. 3/3 dwarf artificer. Oh, it's a dwarf. It's got fabricate 1. I can't remember what it's like. You can make a token, or you can put like a counter on this thing, one or the other. Other non-token creatures you control have fabricate 1. Not bad. Pay 2, tap, choose 1, populate or proliferate. Oh, that is pretty cute. So you make the token. If that is the ability, I believe. If fabricate 1 is like you either put a token in play, a 1/1 Spyro token or something like that, or it gets a counter, and then you can either buff up the counters or you can like basically populate another creature on the battlefield. 1/1 servo or +1/+1 counter. The servos! For some reason, I got Spyro the Dragon in my head for some reason. How do you know who he is? He's famed. Says it right there on the card, yeah. It's like, it's got big YouTuber energy, all right? Already says it's famous. You gotta fake it until you make it. May not be famous now. It will be when this thing gets released, that's for sure. Little MX Doom, do you think energy decks will be a thing in Modern? Absolutely not. I doubt it. People will try. We'll see what happens, though. People will try. Foon Wei is like, never heard of him. Or her. Never heard of them. Alright, next up. Let's take a look at... What else do we have here? They have like so many multiple arts of everything. I like that there's so many full art cards though. As Lask, the Swelling Scourge. 3 mana 2/2 Eldrazi. When as Lask, the Swelling Scourge or another colorless creature you control dies, you get an experience token. Ah yes, killing things and gaining experience. That's not evil at all. I'm a trained assassin, learning from each kill I've spilled blood on. Okay, we got Wooburg. Wooburg! Oh, look at that. It is the new... Is this literally going to be a new... Golos? In the sense, you have easily 5 colors for 3 generic mana. Easy to cast. There's no Morophon here. Creatures you control get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of experience counters you have. Scions and spawns you control have gain indestructible and annihilator 1 until end of turn. We've got the 5-color Eldrazi. Oh my, what the hell? That's great. No, they made another one though. We already had a 5-color one. They're trying to make 5-color Eldrazi out here. I feel like the Eldrazi should have been limited to like 1 color, colorless. Maybe they're doing this because there were a bunch of Devoid cards that had, like, you know, there were red Eldrazi, green Eldrazi, blue Eldrazi. I guess this is just a means of getting them to play. You can play all the Eldrazi's now. It's the secondary commander for the Eldrazi precon. The secondary commander. Oh, so when commander sets come out, they're like, this is your primary commander, but you could swap it out for this commander. This is the second one. You know what? It dawns on me, if the changelings are Eldrazi, why aren't they eating the plains they're on? They are tamed Eldrazi. Those are domesticated Eldrazi's. The changelings are domesticated. So happy to catch a live stream of the Merfolk Master himself. Thank you so much, John. Welcome. All I want from Modern Horizons 3 is a 1-drop Merfolk and a card to replace Spirit Guide and Ad Nauseam. Wow, you come from two completely different worlds. I don't know if they're gonna replace a Spirit Guide though. Who knows? Anything is possible. Cute little Eldrazi pets. Who wouldn't want them? Yeah, it's just like how we own cats instead of a Siberian tiger. It's the same. It's the same dealie. It's the same dealie. Okay, next up we got. Diza? It's either Diza or Disa. The Restless. We have a green, red, black, 2 generic for a human scout. It's a 5/6 human scout. Whenever a Lurgoyf permanent card is put into your graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, put it onto the battlefield. Tarmogoyf. Whenever grows dies, and whatever dies grows the Tarmogoyf, except if the thing that dies is a Tarmogoyf, because the Tarmogoyf, it just bounces right back. Now, whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, create a Tarmogoyf token. Now, if no one is familiar with what a Tarmogoyf does, it is basically a star +1 creature. So the power is star, the toughness is star +1, equal to the number of card types in all graveyards. So that's pretty wild. Very wild. Tarmogoyf, everyone wanted Tarmogoyf to get reprinted. Now they're going to reprint it so much, it's going to be its own token. That's how it is. Yeah, D's nuts. That's probably everyone's going to get got by that one. When do you think we'll see Horizon lands again? I have no idea. If not this set, we're gonna have to wait till Modern Horizons 4 in another, what, 2 or 3 years? How often are these sets coming out? I think every 2 years. Every 2 years they rock our world big time. All right, so this is the Tarmogoyf. Do they have the token here? I don't see a token here. All right, these are the Restless. What else do we have? Ooh, we have a creature land. Land that doubles as a creature. Creature on front, land on the back. Disciple of Fraileys. I have no idea how to pronounce this thing. Fraileys. Green, 3 generic for a 3/3 elf druid. Enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice another creature, and if you do, you gain life and draw X cards. Where X is that creature's power, and it's also a land. So apparently, the Amulet players are saying, we can Summoner's Pact for this thing. You know, if we got like if we have a Primeval Titan on the battlefield that somehow lost all its abilities, or we need more cards in a pinch, you a Summoner's Pact for this thing, ETB sack your Primeval Titan, and then cash it in. See, Commander Place, if you really want to play Primeval Titan, come on over to Modern, come over to Legacy. Your Primeval Titan is completely unbanned. And totally fine. Well, arguably, debatably fine. It's probably fine. Probably some other cards that are more broken. Well, let's see if the Tarmogoyf tokens are more expensive than the actual card. It's possible, because you can't just have one Tarmogoyf token with these. You need to have 1 million of them. You need to be stocked up on Tarmogoyf tokens. It would be an interesting exercise, anyhow. Okay, so we got Disciple of Fraileys. Man, I'm just going through all these cards. I know they gave Old Border to a bunch of cards that already exist. Some new cards. Oh, they gave some new art to Thought-Knot Seer. I don't think we saw that one. New art to Thought-Knot Seer. Big Bad Eldrazi was a staple in Modern and Legacy for a long time. Completely pushed out of the format, though. R.I.P. Thought-Knot Seer. Next up, we've got Prismatic Ending. New art for Prismatic Ending. Also sort of pushed out of most formats. It still sees some play, but like, this was like the most played removal spell. This was the most played removal spell, and then they printed Leyline Binding, and then like, this was just like old news after like 1 year. What's your favorite reprint from the set so far? I don't know. Fetchland? Not many interesting reprints so far. They also reprinted Dismember. New art for Dismember. What is this? Like a Phyrexian god pulling apart, like, basically an ant? A human being like it is an ant? What the hell is this? No one has heard Drivnod speak, but we have seen him do unspeakable things as he drifts over Ishsaw. A deadly whisper rides the wind. I can never watch for long. I turn away and hide, says Kara Vrist. I don't know what's going on here. And Persist. Ooh, people are going to buy that Persist. You like to reanimate stuff? Here's a new Persist card for you. Crazy they didn't change Thought Not Seer's name for the sensitivity reasons, considering it contains not see. I don't get it. I don't get it. Looks like the attack on Titan rather than Eldrazi. Oh, yeah. And we got Persist. Oh, Expressive. There's a lot of beautiful arts here. We got Expressive Iteration. I think this is also a super banger art. Too bad I don't play Expressive Iteration. I would love to play this card. Maybe I'll jam it in Merfolk just because this thing is so cool. Art exposes truth. Each step of my dance brings me closer to the secrets of the universe. Maybe I should play Expressive Iteration in Merfolk. Maybe I'm missing out on something. Let's see. We've got next up Emerald. Oh, the medallions. I don't know if these were spoiled yet, but all the medallions are now in Modern. Means nothing to Commander players. They've always been there, but at least for the Commander players, they all have really nice new art. Here's the Emerald Medallion. I have no idea if any of these are going to see play in Modern. I am banking on probably... I think the format is just so damn powerful. These probably won't see so much play. Well, maybe they will. Maybe they're more reliable than, say... Maybe Ruby Medallion is more reliable than, say, Goblin Electromancer. Even, like, the blue spells don't need that much of a reduction cost, but, like it's the Baral and Goblin Electromancer, they're just these fleshy creatures that just die on the spot. Yes, maybe this is what Storm needs. Maybe they just needed a Ruby Medallion. Let's see if Storm can come back. So we got Ruby Medallion, we got the Jet Medallion. Oh, I feel like I gotta update my medallion, or do I? All these are so... Wow! What the hell? Took their eyeball out. What is this person? Pegasus? My Millennium Eye. Anyway, we got black spells. You cost one less to cast. That's pretty gruesome for an art. It's really graphic. And Sapphire Medallion. Oh, it's at the bottom of the ocean. With all the, we got this little sea creature. We got a starfish. We got some shells. Interesting. I have to get, this is the Merfolk Sapphire Medallion. Oh no, but I can't play this in Merfolk. God, it's so much work. These cards are terrible in Merfolk because of the, what's it called? My Merfolk cards are mostly like blue, blue. Blue, blue this, blue, blue that. I can't cast any of my spells anyway. My spells don't cost anything less, even with a Sapphire Medallion out. If I play any other deck, though, I have to play this card. I'll build an Urza deck. I'll have Sapphire Medallion in it. Are we missing one? Oh, Pearl Medallion. These are insane. They're going to be so expensive. 2-mana artifact, white spells you cast have one less to cast. Really beautiful. The pearls. Okay, we have definitely new other cards. Okay, we looked at Aether Refinery. I don't think we saw this one. The Thraben Charm, 2-mana instant. You choose one. Thraben Charm deals damage equal to twice the number of creatures you control to target creature. You can also destroy an enchantment. Also, you can exile any number of target players' graveyards. So that's good too. Heart of the Ocean, you mean? Oh, Heart of the Ocean. The Titanic Gem. The Kate Winslet. Okay, I have to go back to see. Is that like a Kate Winslet thing? I don't know if I remember this in Titanic. I don't know if I saw this in Titanic. Was it blue? Maybe it was. Maybe it's a throwback to Titanic. Could be. Ooh, this is a cool card. Glimpse the Impossible. This is the red 2 generic sorcery. Exile the top 3 cards of your library. You may play those cards this turn. At the beginning of your next end step, if any of those cards remain exiled, put one of them into your graveyard, then create a 0/1 colorless Eldrazi spawn token for each card put into your graveyard this way. Those tokens have sacrifice this creature, add a colorless. Yeah, so if you don't play those cards, you get mana. Is it a 0/1? I'm surprised they went back to the 0/1s. They had 0/1s, then they buffed it up to 1/1s, and then they shrunk them back down to 0/1s. That's so weird. Felt like once we went to 1/1 Scions, we weren't gonna go back. Yeah, they were 1/1 Scions, right? And I think they did the exact same thing. You sack them for a colorless. Okay, so we got Glimpse the Impossible. Ooh, you Commander players gonna love this one. The Deserted Temple. This is a land. Tap for a colorless, or you can pay 1 tap, untap target land. So you don't have just. What about the first guy's cradle? What about second guy's cradle? So you get to double your mana with like Lotus Field, Gaia's Cradle, what's it called? Nykthos. This probably might see play in Modern, just to like, you can add a little bit more mana with your, actually I can't tell if this is gonna see Modern play. You could like add more mana with, what's it called? Lotus Field, that's about it. Godzilla's like, this is broken, what the F are you doing? Oh yeah, you can politicalize with this card because you untap any land. So if someone else has a Gaia's Cradle, somebody else has a Nykthos. If somebody else has a Lotus Field, you can untap their thing. Yeah, untap their Squirrel's Nest land. You got that right. You can untap. I don't know if he'll see play in Tron. I'm not sure if he'll see played in Tron, Julian. Untap target land. Maybe. See what the Tron players do with this. Oh, you know what this can also do? You can untap an Urza Saga to get more tokens. You're gonna need a lot of mana for that, but like, you know, tap Urza Saga, make construct token, untap your Urza Saga, retap it, make another construct token. I think that I'd be concerned about that. Coffers, Cabal Coffers. That's right. It's a Cabal Coffers staple right there. I hope it's not Winmore. No, Cabal Coffers is usually pretty good with just like Urborg, Cabal Coffers, and a bunch of lands. Ooh, I like that one. Maze of Ith. A lot of utility lands. Make your, you know, stone block one of your opponent's creatures, get another, and then basically defend yourself against another one. You could tell your opponents, don't even bother attacking me because I'm going to Deserted Temple my, I got the Deserted Temple Maze of Ith lock. Red Triangle says, the Scions were trying to be squirrels and spawns at the same time. Ended up being a bit too expensive for either strategy. Better to buff spawns separately if you want. Thanks for your insight there, Red Triangle. I'm seeing all these combos. This is what I mean. If this isn't a pre-con, that's amazing. No, this is a real card. Can come out of Modern Horizons 2 near you. Tabernacle, well, untapping that does nothing. You can't even tap that card. It's the Tabernacle of Pendrell Vale. That's funny stuff. You're a funny person. Oh my god. Yeah, they printed this in they printed Karek, Son of Yawgmoth in Modern. They absolutely did it. So basically for 4 mana and 6 of your life, you have a 2/2 creature with lifelink, and each black and a cost of your cards. You can pay 2 life rather than pay that mana cost. Basically costs nothing. It's not even Tolarian Academy. You don't even add mana. You basically don't pay mana. You pay life. When you cast a black spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Karek, Son of Yawgmoth. I have no Commander players. Are we doomed? Are we in danger? Does it danger? I need help right now. I can't tell what's coming for us. Is this going to be like the next Yawgmoth card? Because the last Yawgmoth card made waves. It saw immediate play in Modern. Now it's like dominating Modern. And now we got the Son of Yawgmoth at the same time. Era says, this card sucks. Alright, that's so good. Okay, that's good to know. Vitor says, very much so danger. Gorbanik says, I think it's safe. Okay, we have two people that basically say this card sucks, so it's very, very relieving for me. Good. Who's the mom? That is a good question. The mom should be easier to identify than the father. There can only be one mother. Gonna have to go to Mori to find out who the father... We don't need to know who the father is here, because someone's already volunteering to be the father. Okay, then we got Brea is also moving to Modern. Brea, the Ethereum sculptor. Or sorry, Ethereum shaper. I wonder if... Is this some way to, like, get Commander players to play Modern? Here, your favorite Commander is now in Modern. Go for it. All you can eat. In my opinion. Brea, the Ethereum shaper. Yeah, anyway, enters the battlefield, create 2/1/1 blue Thopter artifact creature tokens with flying. Pay 2, sacrifice 2 artifacts, choose 1. Brea deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Target creature gets -4/-4 until end of turn, and you gain 5 life. Super fair card. This I honestly don't think is going to see any play. I don't think. Who knows? I looked at Omnath and I thought Omnath was just a big pile of, like, absolute trash. Turns out it was playable in every format. Even got banned in Standard. More like Commander Horizons 3. What's his name? I think his name Blake. He accidentally said that on stream. Thanks for showing up to Commander Horizons. And he's like, oh, that slipped. It was a mistake. I know everyone's going to talk about this now. Anyway, I thought that was funny. I hope he did it on purpose, because that was just so funny. Can you make Modern Horizons 3 Commander cards in Modern? No. Only if it has this symbol. It has very specifically needs to have this symbol. The Commander deck cards are offline. The Commander sets have a different symbol. So if it has this symbol, A-okay. If it doesn't have that symbol, not legal. Yeah, not confusing at all. Commander products in Modern Horizons in a made for Modern set. Typical Wizards of the Coast. Brain Surge. 3 mana instant. Draw 4. Then put 2 cards back on top of your library in any order. It's literally 3 mana Brainstorm, except you actually net a card. So you drew 4. So you spent a card on this. You drew 4. Put 2 cards back. You still have like one extra. You have 1 extra card than you started with. So that's an interesting card. I have no idea if this is going to be a popular combo card. It is instant speed. Like that. This is insane if you think about this. There's like a lot of cards out there like the I can't remember. Archmage's Charm was heavily played for its draw too. So having 3 mana up is not hard. Just end of turn. I guess the hard part is leaving the fetch land up. That's the hard part. That's the hard part. I was thinking at 3 mana you can always play this, but then you'll just like brain surge lock yourself if you didn't get what you wanted. The key is you have to fetch away the bad cards. Make miracles great. It'll be great in my Yannette deck, says Funwei. This is really nice, but draw on it makes it strictly worse. Brainstorm. It's a different card, though, huh? It's just different. Yeah, miracles in Modern. Well, they'll try. Brain Surge and your Counterbalance and... What is it? The Storm Balance? The red one? Grim Servant! Grim Servant is a 4 mana 3/2. Menace. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for a card with mana value less than or equal to your devotion to black. Reveal it and put it into your hand. Then shuffle, and you lose 3 life. You got yourself a tutor, alright? It's a 4 mana tutor, which honestly is like pretty on par for what Magic the Gathering is these days anyway. We always had 4 mana tutors. Search your library for a card mana value less than or equal to your devotion. They're bringing devotion back. Wow, that's a callback. What's the one where you just put 3 cards in your hand and then put 2 back and it doesn't say draw? It doesn't exist. Yeah, Brainstorm also draws. Blue has been drawing since the dawn of time around here. Grim Servant. Evolution Witness. Did they spoil this one already? Maybe this might be an old one. Green 2, generic 2/1 Elf Shaman Mutant. It's got adapt 2 for 2 mana. Whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on Evolution Witness, return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. There you go. So the deal is, so you can adapt once, you can't adapt again. But if you proliferate, if you put another counter on the Evolution Witness, you can continuously return permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. So this card, very likely, big time Commander All-Star. Huge Commander All-Star. Especially if you're in a Counters Matters deck. Which, given the fact that, like, everyone's favorite mechanic is Proliferate, this definitely is going to see play. And just imagine that they proliferate, this thing gets a counter. Or is it is the counter put on? Does it trigger? Okay, I don't know if proliferate triggers this thing. Because I don't know if it can, like, I don't know if when you proliferate, it counts as putting a counter on it or it just happens. But if you can trigger this thing by putting more counters on it, outside of the adaptability, you can keep bringing those proliferate cards back. It does? It's gonna trigger? Alright. Card's insane. Card's absolutely insane. Next up. Ooh! Can anyone not afford a Gilded Drake? Well, they've got Gilded Drake at home, the Volatile Storm Drake. It's a 2-mana 3/2 Drake. Now, it's got flying and hexproof from activated and triggered abilities. I have no idea why that is the case. I guess so it can't target itself? When Volatile Storm Drake enters the battlefield, exchange control of Volatile Storm Drake and target creature an opponent controls. If you do, you get 4 energy. Then sacrifice that creature unless you pay an amount of energy equal to its mana value. So the deal is you can use this... Oh, this is just a removal spell now, basically. It's a 2-mana removal spell, but I also have the option to pay energy and keep the creature if it's small. If it's small enough. Or if I play an energy deck. I wish they'd let me just spend... If you do, you get 4 energy. Then sacrifice this creature unless you pay an amount of energy equal. This would be the only energy card in my deck. I just want to use all the energy on that one creature. I guess looking at it as blue removal isn't terrible. Oh, it's definitely blue removal. We do the old switcheroo. You get the Volatile Storm Drake, I get your creature. I might just lose it, though. Unlike Gilded Drake, you don't need to sacrifice it on turn 2. That's true. You have nothing good to go get on turn 2 anyway. Oh, Harris was thinking of Dig Through Time. That was not actually drawing cards. Yeah, right. That technically does not draw cards. So when I say you're looking extra handsome today, winky wink. Thank you so much, the Codingle. I appreciate that. I do my best around here. It's not a 2/3. It's not a 2/3. It's a 3/2. Anyway, this is instant. That's an instant staple. At what point, just out of curiosity for Commander players, how much room is there to like I'm talking about the high power decks. Like, at what point is everything a staple? Like, you need to have the Gilded Drake in your deck. You need to have Mana Crypt. You need to have Soul Ring. You need to have a Volatile Storm Drake. You need to have Force of Will. You need all these counter spells. You need this and that. You need this mana base. And then all of a sudden, every deck, I don't know if every deck looks the same, but Commander has to be reaching the point where all the must includes exceeds the number of cards you can even have in the deck. You can only have 99 cards. And then all of a sudden you have to exclude some of the must includes, I guess. And then it's not a must include anymore. Looks like a Pokemon card. Yeah, I guess so. Maybe it is Godzilla. Mouse says, I'm a Commander player and I think this will be good, but not so much of a staple in Commander. Alright, thanks for your insight, Mouse. Soon, Commander will have 3 cards to choose. Yeah. 3 cards you can choose for flavor. Just 3. Okay, we looked at Power Balance. We looked at Wheel of Potential. I don't think we looked at Arna. Arna! This is a Commander. Okay, sorry, this is a Modern Horizons 3 card. 5 mana, 4/4 flying lifelink. Ward, discard a card. Whenever a modified creature you control attacks, double the number of each kind of counter on it. Then for each non-token permanent attached to it, create a token that's a copy of that permanent attached to that creature. I don't know what modified means, so I have absolutely nothing. I have nothing to say about this. Sound says, you're right, Nikachu. Swapping cards out of a deck that you feel is perfect is painful once one card takes 45 minutes. Oh, does exchange switch control of both? Absolutely. You're exchanging control. Mine is yours and yours is mine. Except mine might take yours and just throw it into the bin. Behold, Arna. Which have we... Oh, this is... I don't know if there's an alternate art to this thing. This is a super staple. Okay, get this. We have a new land. When it enters the battlefield, you may pay 3 life. If you don't, it enters the battlefield tapped. And it is Witch Enchanter. When it enters the battlefield, destroy target artifact or enchantment opponent controls for 4 mana. It's great. So basically, everyone's allowed to keep... everyone can play a card like this. Every white deck is going to get to have their Witch Enchanter. It's going to be part of your mana base. How can you say no? You can't. Next up. Thief of Existence? So it's like 3 mana. It's an Eldrazi, green colorless, 1 generic, 3/4 Eldrazi with the Void. When you cast the spell, exile up to 1 target non-creature, non-land permanent opponent controls with mana value 4 or less. If you do, Thief of Existence gains. When this creature leaves the battlefield, target opponent draws a card. It's very, very Thought-Knot-Seer-like. It's got a similar feeling to it. Is Serum Visionary playable in modern Cascade Rhinos? I have no idea. Probably not, to be honest. Oh, modified means equipped with something or having a +1/+1 counter as far as I'm concerned. I know, I hate new cards that don't explain themselves. Okay, for the elf players out there, they threw a bone to the elf players. Okay, everyone who loves Elvish Piper and loves, there's a, hold on, give me a second. Too much noise in the background. I'm back. We've got Aladrime Corvicdal. This is Elvish Piper for 3 mana. It's a 3/3 elf warrior. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may cast creature spells from the top of your library. So it's like future sight on a card. You can also pay a green tap 2 untap creatures you control. Reveal a card from your hand or the top card of your library. If you reveal a creature card this way, put it onto the battlefield. Activate only during your turn. So don't be screwing people. Turn 3 Emrakul. Oh yeah, I guess it's possible. Turn 1 Mana Dork. Turn 2 Aladimri Corvicdal. Play another Mana Dork or something, and then get that thing in play. Yeah, and then pay the ability. You gotta be lucky the Emrakul is sitting right there at the top, though. You gotta be a little lucky. Oh, well, I mean, elf players and Commander are gonna be excited. Very, very excited. Remember, you can play... Oh, actually, sorry, you can play it from your hand as well. You can, yeah, you have the Emrakul from your hand as well. You look at the Basking Brood scale, it combos with Sadistically. I don't know if I did. I don't think so. I'm just going through these one at a time. Man, they revealed so many cards. We got the Pearl Ear. Imperial Advisor is a 3 mana Fox Advisor. I have a feeling Majra is going to like this card. It's a 3/4 lifelinker. Enchantment spells you cast have affinity for auras. Majra likes this more. Somebody at Wizards of the Coast has been looking at all the custom card streams and noticed Majra likes enchantments and, I don't know, furry animals. Whenever you cast an aura spell that targets a modified permanent you control, draw a card. Alright, Majra, you can put this straight in your custom card deck that you invented. They're really trying hard to make auras good. Still not there, though. Still not there. Seems this seems like the foxes seem to like auras. The problem is auras are big stinker cards. It's like so high risk, so low reward. Anyway, the pearl ear. We saw that one. We saw that one. I don't know if we saw this one. Satya? We saw. Oh, I think we saw a Satya. I think there's. I don't know. Is there maybe there's some cards we haven't seen yet. 6. Oh, we didn't see that one. That's a new one. Mog Mob. Red, red, red. 3/3 goblin. So you heard of Mog Fanatic? 1 mana, 1/1. Sack it, deal 1 damage to something. We got the Mog Mob. Sacrifice Mog Mob. It deals 3 damage. Divide as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 targets. That's insane. It's like a super fire, basically. It's basically a super fire. I don't know if you'll see any goblin play. It's gonna be a good limited card. It'd be good. I don't know. It'd be good in the good goblin commander decks. Anything else? Ooh, worm coil larva. That's weird. Okay, black 3 generic for a 3/3 Phyrexian worm with death touch and lifelink. When Wormcoil Lava dies, create a 1/2 black Phyrexian worm artifact creature token with death touch and a 2/1 black Phyrexian worm artifact creature token with lifelink. So its Wormcoil engine is back for a cheaper amount of mana and also for, but it has to be in black. Blacktron is going to come around. It's funny that we've got, we have so many callbacks to good cards. But bad cards, we don't have any callbacks to those. None whatsoever. It's 3 Mog Fanatics in 1. That's right, it's like a troll card. Wasn't there an AI card that dealt 3 damage divided as you choose between 1, 2, or 3 target? Maybe? Would not be surprised. Great minds think alike, even if it's artificially created. I don't know if I've seen this one. The Is It Genitorium. It's a red-blue artifact. If you get 1 or more energy, get that much energy plus you get that many plus 1 energy instead. Tap, draw a card, activate only if you've paid or lost 4 or more energy this turn. So it's basically like hardened scales for energy in some way. Interesting. Hardened scales for energy. Is that it? I can't tell. Oh, I think they just... was this old? Can't tell if this was old or not. The Nightmare, the 2-man enchantment, enters the battlefield. You get 3 energy. Pay X and an energy. Sack a creature. Return Chthonian Nightmare to its owner's hand. Return target creature card with mana value X from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery. I can't tell if this was revealed a long time ago or just recently. I know, I saw it in the leaks. I can't tell. We saw on the other show? Okay, so I think we've gone through all the spoilers then. Is that everything? Are we just going into old cards? I think we're just going into old cards at this point. It's old cards, all right. What card are you looking out for coming out Modern Horizons? You let me know in the comment section below. Where am I? I'm lost. I need an adult. There we go. What am I looking most forward to? It would be a card that was revealed in the stream, but has not been officially spoiled. I'll tell you. That's all I'll say for now. And as usual, if you want to be part of the show, you got to be here weekdays, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks everyone for being here. Thanks everyone who supports the show. For everyone who's a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you support the show with your super chats, or also help other people be part of the show with your super chats. And thank you again for being here today with your wonderful knowledge and insight into Commander and Modern and the mechanics of all these weird cards. I gotta thank people like Toads, Argentina, Steve Cooper, Eris. We got for Ginka, Old Boy, Hunter, Bell. We've got Toilet Duck, Kano, MTG Ectoplasm, because you are the crew that makes the coffee crew. So as usual, keep brewing those coffees, my crew, and we'll keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.